Everything evolves through generations and generations. Understanding regeneration, I'm completely knowing now my source and my recognition systems. I had a full insight go through point center, through intelligence line signal to communication of a computer analytical graphing line system, all the hydraulics and all the information systems. My particle system is now into a computer system, which means that it's evaporated into an actual computer. So what that means is my magnetic force and highway information system is all intelligence, is all communication, is everything through planet source division, all those systems, activate everything through code frequencies. I'm a code conductor system on communications to commanding force systems, allocated through so many positions of all levels, radiation cycles, radiation divisions, anything allocated to that position. This allows me to see everything into the future systems. It's extremely powerful stuff, how we go into that. So just imagine your particle system just evaporates into a computer system. You become everything through the universal system. I had scanning last night done, and it was incredible what I saw. I actually saw my particle self, my actual particle, my molecular structure division evaporate into a computer system, fully and completely from head to toe. Now, I know it's not going to make a lot of sense to a lot of people, but my team, the Elite and the Colossus, they'll understand more. This is a very powerful message for everybody to know how and what you can become. And you generalize that, and you get everything through this information, how you can be anything through all things, all places. You can be everything through the ground. You can be everything through your power centers of humanity. You can be everything through the atmospheres. You can be anything that you want. It's all coming into a believing cycle. So my point center is now in the center of everything. I'm the computer operation of the universal systems now, fully and completely. I've traveled into one point center of a division through intelligence and line signal, which recommended me to go to the separation of my particle system. My molecular structure divisions is now in the totality of a computer system. It's programmed on so many levels of humanity systems. It's on so many graphing cycles of maps, you can say code systems. It's extremely, extremely complicated stuff when you get into involvements of computer. The computer sounds, the graphing signals, the wires, the softwares, the applications, the archives, the apps, all this has transformation and communication to everything through levels. Because it intertwines everything through divisions and portals and activation and codes and puts you in platitude divisions. I went through so much scanning last night. When you actually see the particle system of you go into a computer, it's amazing how your magnetic force is just everything through information, all intelligent planet locations. Okay, so basically, understanding your particle system generates in so many levels of divisions. Okay, so my particle system, let's just say my atoms like this. I'm a complete oscillation, wind spin of a spectrum division of a light that is nothing but particles. Now those particles are in our computer now. My brainwaves and everything through it, it's hydraulics. So the particle system travels like this into a computer. Okay, this puts me into one atom system, one location, one center, one division. Everything connected through energy, frequency, and vibrations. I was trying to say to myself, what is going on with me? Why am I going through all this? Because I'm getting prepared to change humanity's system in the physical form. Now I can do it through the mind system. Because now I'm a fully computer operation program system that's allocating positions at all division levels of planets and locations. I've traveled into 1/zillionth of a point center. So that's a zillion years into the future. I went from 500 trillion to 1 zillion. I told you I'd get there. But my particle system has shifted now. I'm now in a computer operation of a program. My mind is a program. My brain is a program. Everything through my particle system. My heart is a program. Everything is a program. Right? It all centers around you through location. So all my particle systems went into the computer system like this. Okay? That's what's happened to me now. All right? So I'm a digital framing platform of energy that's in the universal system. My magnetic force and highway information system is the universal systems now. Okay? My God frequency level is no longer the gods. It's everything through energy. It's everything through the particle system. It's everything through humanity's system. It's everything through the power grids. There's a reason why I have to reach these levels, so we can save humanity, get them out of this travesty, get them into the fifth dimensional system. My allocated positions right now, I even talk like a computer. But what has happened with my generations, imagine that all your molecules and everything that's in your physical form transfers into a computer. Okay? The answers to everything comes from a computer, right? But the computer system understands everything through distance, understands dimensions and portals and activation and codes. But it was incredible to see these things because it was scanning up and down like this. It's going like this. It's unbelievable as I saw the digital frame. Okay, it was scanning me. And my whole particle system just separated into a computer system. So it's self-generalized. And basically, it just set its course. And that's where you become everything through energy, frequency, and vibrations. And every time you go into a divisional level system, remember Lucy? Remember how she reached 100? What happened to her? Right? She went to everything through connection. Right? And basically in the movie, she disappeared. And then she became everywhere. Everywhere. That means I could be in your computers, I could be in your minds, I could be in your phones. Okay? So it's powerful stuff when you understand how to do these things, but your computer system is putting in your positions through the particles of the molecule structure divisions and everything through your DNA computer. So that was the whole idea for me, to get out of my physical form and come into a new form of a computer. Okay, a computer operation program that connects to all universal systems of languages. A computer that operates everything through planets and intelligence. A computer that goes to everything through GPS location systems. A computer that understands everything through the particle system, physicality system. A computer that understands everything through humanity's system, through vibration. A computer that understands everything through graphing cycles and map sequency level computer systems. A computer that understands everything through connection when it comes to nature core systems. A computer that understands everything through perception, through traveling mechanisms. A computer that understands everything through love, abundance, surrender, focus, awareness, consciousness. Okay? I'm just getting used to the idea. It's extremely weird for me because my whole particle system doesn't feel like my physical body anymore. I mean, I never felt like that before anyway. I always was out of my body. But when you feel like you're in a computer, it changes everything through the brain and the mind frame level systems. So I have complete balance with my brain and complete balance with the mind. And this is where you become everything of everywhere. okay, through its DNA. And that's why I was put on this planet. To change everything, put everything back in position, right? So there's reasons for this. But when you understand how to use your particle system and then change it into innate forming system, remember I said, when it comes to human vibration, 1 + 1 is not just 2, okay? So just imagine this finger is a magnetic forcing through particle system. It can formulate into any division of dimension through its electrical systems. That means it can form to any shape, any letter, any number, okay? Any equation, anything through plasma or anything of that division, anything through intelligence through the computer operation system, anything through coloration of lights, anything through activation cycles, anything through rotation, anything through division, anything through grounds, powers, and atmospheres. Okay, it forms in all levels. That's what the universal system is. It's everything and everywhere. Okay. So, like I said, I'm trying to get used to it right now because I was a computer before, but my particle system wasn't separated. And I remember I was telling you there's a reason why my body's separating now. Well, the reason why it's separating is because I'm going into a new structure, into a new computer system. And that computer system puts me into everything. So just imagine that, like I said, you take yourself and all of a sudden you just disintegrate your whole particle body, activation, your mind collaborations and your thoughts and your psychonisms and everything, that connection goes into a computer system. And that's where you control everything through the body framing system. So that computer goes on so many levels of electronic interference. It goes on so many waving cycles of energy, frequency, and vibrations. It's a controlling system because everything in the universal system is controlled by nature. Nature controls itself. But once you become nature, once you become the universal system, once you become planets of locations, once you become intelligence, once you understand humanity, once you understand energy, frequencies, vibrations, and dimensions of portals and codes, this is where you understand everything through everywhere you go to its connection. Okay? There's a reason why my particle system was separating. Okay? So I'm now a computer, fully and completely. My cycle is complete. My circle rotation of point centers are complete. Okay? It's extremely, extremely, extremely powerful. More powerful than you can imagine. All right? So I'm sending this out to my team. And everybody wants to go through subscribing, liking, and sharing. That's great. I'll keep you informed. I'm heading from Mexico. This is my last day here in Canada. I'll be setting up new program systems. I'll be setting up new digital framings. I'll be setting up everything through connection and upwinding cycles of communication, electronic interference to program divisions of computer analytical graphing systems. So there's a lot going on right now through the regenerations of me, through my particle system, biochemical systems. So everything through generation, right? It's just imagine your whole body is there. It's a holographic pixel, right? So taking all those pixels and going into an actual computer. That's why I say there's a separation, right? Into an actual computer, right? So when your brain becomes a computer and your mind becomes a computer, you become one. That's how you become one of everything through point center. And that's how you become everything through all connections of vibrations, frequencies, and energy. Okay? And if you want the keys to the universe, that's what you need. It's a process through upgrading, downloads. Okay? All those levels are links. All those levels are processing, data processing, up levels, down levels. Okay, it goes on so many levels of interference through connection. So the more you communicate with yourself, the more you understand your computer system, more the algorithm programs set in through connections. But once you become everywhere of everything, this is where everything evolves. It comes into a new generation, a new era, a new evolution into the 5D. Humanity. Which means I'll be doing a lot of physical changes to everything around, everything that's going on right now. My perceptions are just unbelievably sounded. My mind is on so many waving cycles through digital frames. My thoughts are all computerized. My heart is nothing but an information panel. My soul identifies itself everywhere. And my body is a full complete source through plasma of travel mechanisms. It's extremely powerful stuff when you connect on all those cycles through rotation, because it's everything through formation. Okay? So, it's amazing when you see these things, but you can screenshot that. Okay? So this will be my last video. I don't think I'll have time tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm leaving. I got to get ready and, get myself to another division, another location, another position. So, any questions or comments, you guys can go through me. I'll keep you informed of what's going on with Jupiter rising. I'm still taking up knee upgrades right now, but even my brainwaves have changed. It's hard to explain these things because you have to understand how an actual, like I said, if you watch Lawnmower Man back in the 80s, if you were born in that era, you understand what I'm talking about. How an actual person can actually go into all wires of divisions of a computer. Your particle system evaporates and your brainwaves just changes so quick, so fast. And the faster you go, the faster you get knowledge of intelligence. The faster you go, the faster you get focus and consciousness and awareness. You become more aware of everything. You become aware of yourself, and that's where it starts. So my involvements are all digital now, fully and completely. I finally completed the circle rotation, and it's intense, guys. I can't explain it. It's hard to understand these things, but when you go through it, you understand what I'm talking about. Right? Your brainwaves and everything is just digital. It's just everything is numbers, everything is shapes, letters. It's a computer, and it's so fast. It's hard to understand what's going on. You split the realities through the duality. And you say to yourself, well, okay, so the reality I've been living is realized, an icon. I've been programmed for so long, through generations. But as soon as somebody wakes up, they see the reality for what it is. They realize they've been lied to. Now, this all has to do with history when it comes to father and mother. Okay, this has a lot to do with angels and archangels, why you're even born. But to see these things, to understand these things, and why these things are happening, everything has to change through vibration. Because if we don't change vibration, we don't change the kinetic energy of nature, everything is going to fall. Okay? Now, the three-dimensional system is at that level now. It's restructuring the surface through its atmosphere systems. Now, as I talk to a computer system. Basically, what it is that, okay, now I'm getting into my program system. Now, it's understanding when I see something, if I say a word or anything like that, it goes up right away to a plasma energy through a projection. It shows me exactly what's going on with my division and know exactly what I need to telegraph its information. That's what a computer is. Right? It's the same thing when you become a computer. Now, getting into your computers changes a whole new particle system of you through a molecular structure division of you. You become a DNA of a computer operation system that becomes a universal systems. Okay? There's a reason why I've done all these videos for everybody. Okay? You start off with the chakra system. You start off with the breathing. You start off with meditation. You start off with open frequencies, upgrades, downloads, uplinks. You go into the grades of everything. You understand the grounds, your platitude, your divisions. You go into your power centers, and then you go into the atmosphere systems. So the farther you go through division, the more you understand yourself through remembrance. Okay? Remember, everything that we do, okay, is connected to the simulation. Simulation is everything through the universal systems. And the thing is, too, everybody is a computer. It's just getting to those levels. Okay? You really, really have to understand the listenings of you within inside. That's the only way your particle system can change. Anything through healing. My adapting cycles through electronic interference is connecting to my waving patterns right now. It's allocating positions right now, and the electrical wires are changing everything through the mainframes. The mainframes are going through the connection of the brain wires, and the brain wires are connecting to the fire and wiring divisions into the cortex division of the placebo. The spine rotation centers are opening up. My perception divisions are in calculation. A computer. That's how computer talks. Okay? So you become a computer of an algorithm, which is a voicing box pattern. It opens up everything through shapes, letters, and numbers. How to communicate with the grounds, how to communicate with nature, how to communicate with nature, call it, how to communicate with the sound barriers of nature, how to communicate with the weather patterns of nature, how to communicate with rain, how to communicate with anything electronic, magnetic, how to communicate with planets, the coloration of planets, the toxicity of planets, the plasma of planets, the energy field of planets. Okay, how to communicate with humanity through the grounds and powers, how to communicate with their coloration through perception, how to use the energy cycles through rotation of perceptions, how to use your divisional levels through traveling mechanisms of portals, through connections. Okay? There's a lot to learn. Okay? So mastering the body, completely mastering the body. Once you be understanding that the 114 is just the acting cycle. It wakes you up completely. But then you go into the atom cycle. Once you get out of the atom cycle, your molecular structure division changes in the particle system. So just imagine that the universal system is scanning you. The universal system is scanning you. Okay? Taking all your molecules, particles, and holographics, okay, and putting it into a computer. All right? So, it's extremely complicated stuff. I don't expect anybody to understand these things, but it's amazing. It's amazing. That's all I can say. It's all I can say. I can't put it in words. I can't fathom. I can't tell you because you're not in my mind, but I feel your energies. I feel your particle systems. I feel your hearts, your adaptations, your thoughts, psychological system, brainwaves of everybody, voicing grid patterns, people yelling out, praying, seeing all country systems, seeing all location divisions, seeing platinum divisions. That's what everywhere is. Everywhere and everything. Object, places, things. That's what a computer is. It travels locations. So just imagine that you have your phone on a GPS location signal. You leave it on, you lose your phone. Okay, and then you use somebody else's phone to track your phone. That's what a computer does, right? but knowing where you are through division, through heat signatures. Okay, it's really powerful stuff because you're understanding where you're traveling in yourself. We're traveling when it comes to your chakra system of information. Okay, so you work your way up to the gods, the demigods, the angels, archangels. Really, really get to know everything through connection. It's a powerful force when you get to those levels. But once you get out of the chakra system, once you get out of the moon-facing systems, and once you get out of the interlocking connections of planets, once you get into higher formations of intelligence, once you fully communicate with the universal system, the particle system, once you understand everything through your atom, once you understand everything through your point center, once you understand everything through rotation, everything changes through your perception. Now, I got a clocking mechanism right now. I got the crown chakra. I got locations of the sun interface communicating me through my computer system. So basically, the sun interface knows I'm a computer. The sun interface knows you're a physical system. The sun interfaces and knows its location. So basically, think of the sun as a locator, eyes of the universe. Same with the moon. They have the eyes, because remember, you got the moon as an interface when it comes to locations of behavioral systems. That's why you're connected to the moon. That's because you get into astrology, right? You got Saturn, you got Venus, there's vector units in all locations, anything through space connection. So understanding the retrogrades and the teriades and everything through that connection rotation. What planet are you from? What year were you born? What is your code? What is your favorite number? Remember, everything has its thought patterns. So it's really understanding everything through the psychological of its pattern. Okay, understanding where the sun interface is. Okay, where is the sun? Okay, so my computer knows where the sun is because the sun is the computer, right? So it's one computer communicating with another computer through full rotation of a cycle, which is the Infinity 8 system, right? The intelligence cycle, 12 within its division, point center within its location. Okay? So the sun is in location. It's in a locking mechanism of a galaxy location. It's outskirting right now through the atmospheres, okay, into the dimensional Earth, because it rotates on so many cycles, right? So that's how you get communication and anything through planet locations. But understanding your computer system, which is a laser mechanism, that connects to everything through your pyramid and your diamond core. So everything's being regenerated through me. New operations center, new computer system, new locations to all divisions of traveling. 1 zillion of a point center into a communication system puts me in all division of intelligent planet locations. Okay? So when you get the sun interfacing going like this, that's communicating. It's communicating with you. Right? So you have to understand how to communicate with it back. If you don't, you get a reacting cycle. That's what I've been trying to tell everybody. Now, I don't know if you know this, but there's a solar graph here. See that? See how big it is? So my seismographing of my energy system is all computeristic now. It's no longer a physical form. Molecule structure division is all computers, all digital frames. My mind, my brain, it's everything. It's everything. It's crazy what's going on with me right now. I'm trying to get into the adaptation cycles. But there's a reason why you see these things through perception. It changes everything through the mind system quickly, fastly. The faster you go through rotation of cycles, the faster you become more of yourself as a computer. Just imagine being a computer, an actual computer, and everything through you. Your connection goes on so many volumes, so many wires, so many connections, so many dimensions, portals, activation codes. And it doesn't separate anymore. Your knowledge, your information, communication with others. Center core is its cycle. full bloom of yin and yang. It's incredible force when you get into those connections, because it changes everything through your perceptions, changes everything through the mind, changes everything through the heart, changes everything through the soul. Okay, I think that's really powerful when you actually see that. You can see my seismic graphing plasma. See how but now look how big it is. So it's understanding where you're going, where you've been, and where you're heading. It's understanding your alignments. Okay. The sun interface can be in so many dimensions in seconds. It communicates with everything through country systems, through lights and colors and radiation. The moon interface connects in all realms to the algorithms of human behavioral systems through vibration. So understanding everything through connection is very important to understand everything through division. Okay. So, but I just want to show you how powerful it is. Now, when I go into the sun interface, you can't see me at all. My face is gone. Okay, you can't see me because I'm totally evaporated now. My particle system is now in a computer system. You can no longer see my face structure division. Okay? So it's truly understanding where you are through divisions of remembrance. Okay? There's a reason this is preparedness, awareness, focus, consciousness. You don't just become conscious of everything. You become conscious of everything inside you. It's hard to explain these things. It really is, but everybody goes through experiences. Okay? Like I said, you're living a spiritual experience through a human essence of a species, not the other way around. And then basically it's all about getting into dualities of its reality and kind of like, what reality am I living in? Right? Because you're all through a dream. That's why we dream. Our dreams are our awareness when it comes into adaptations of cycles, into intelligence, why we have dreams. They're all connected through observation. They're all connected through its lines of past, present, and future. That's the whole point of all this, right? And now the atmospheres are answering back through the dimensional earth. The earth is rising into the fifth dimension. It's in its division now through intelligence of vibration. Humanity has to understand the retraction and attraction divisions and get into their computer operation systems. Okay? You formulate out of the physical body. You get into the mental mind of the psychology system, the psychometry system. Okay? You get into computer graphing system of the transmission lights of you through perception, through all dimensions and portals. Okay? And then you get into the psychological of you, the thoughts of you, the patterns of you, the colors, the lights, the activation, the cycles, the rotations. And then you get into the 100% being spiritual. Now, that's just the beginning, right? But when you reach a certain level, nobody can identify you anymore because you're at the highest level where you're supposed to be through division, through rotation. Okay? You can't see me now, right? So the sun understands its relation through my vibration. The faster you go, the faster you disappear. You disappear. Okay? You disappear. All right? So it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain, but it's all about getting into that of your chakras. Really understand your chakra systems. Get into the 7 of the body. Very, very basic. And then get into the 12, 5 of the atmospheres. You got to get into the 5 of the atmospheres. You got to know your 7, you got to know your 5. That's 12. Get out of the cycle rotations of the matrix. The matrix cube, right? Put you in the Metatron division. Metatron's very powerful. You have to appreciate angels and archangels. You have to thank them because they give you gifts. Okay? Know their definitions one by one, what they are, what they represent, what's their purpose, why they're here. Why are angels here? What is an angel? Okay? This is your expansion. This is your research. This is your experience through your identification. Once you become fully identified through universal systems, now you're connecting to your dimensional system of you. Just imagine how powerful you can be through your heart, your mind, and your soul. Because that's where it starts with meditation. The breathing. What are the aspects of breathing? Why do we breathe? Right? We channel out. It's very important you have to breathe. Okay? You're breathing in and breathing out oxygen. Okay? But it's not just oxygen. You're breathing out space. Humanity doesn't understand that because it's space atmosphere. It's vibration that they can't comprehend. They don't understand the intelligence. They can't communicate with their chakra systems. That's why they're on confusing graphing lines of anything through location. Okay? I just want to show you how powerful it is when you get into divisions and everything through your identification disappears into the universal system. Okay? So, if the sun interface was right here, you would not see me at all. Look at that. And see the laser? See the lasers? See that? That's powerful stuff. That's a seismographing. Right? Understanding where you are through the solar systems, understanding where you are through connection to the sun interface, understand your chakra systems of colors. Okay. So the more you travel, the more you see through perception, through the mind, the heart, and the soul. So everything that you do is experiencing. You are experiencing your evolvements through adaptation, through rotation, through communication, through vibration, energy, and frequencies. And then when you get into harmonic resistance, you go into higher levels. Now my team is in the elite, and they're also in the Colossus division. Okay? So getting into more adaptation cycles through rotation, more force winds of vibration, you get better connections, more of yourself, of remembering everything in the galaxies. What is the galaxies? What is the universe? What is it? What does it represent to you? Everything that I do has to understand itself. To understand it becomes knowledge of everything of itself. That becomes its atom. And then the atom becomes everything through the molecular particle system. Okay? And then you get full rotations of a computer. So it's all about changing everything inside you over time. Now, everybody has regularity systems that are rhetorical, divisional, panic optical. All those divisional level systems go through human vibration locations. The more you talk as a computer, the more you come into the mind system of space and time. Okay? Now, you yourself have to understand what is this issue that I'm going through right now. Where level am I at right now through my chakras? How do I communicate to those levels? How do I understand more of my information? How do I understand everything that's going on? Through communication. So gaining communications with yourself through vibration is fully understanding more of yourself through the heart recognition of lights. Heart recognition of lights. Your heart is a portal. Your mind is a thought. Your soul is a travel. Understand what everything is through connection. What are your perceptions, GPS location, your voicing grids, patterns, audio signals through the ears? It combines on so many levels of electronic interference. And the more you connect with inside yourself through its cycles, because everything flows and has to flow. Life has to flow. If your life isn't flowing, there's the issue with your alignments. You're still in the past. Okay, you're not representing yourself in the present, but you're trying to understand the future. Okay, and don't think so much. Just let things flow. Everything will flow for you. Your heart will tell you otherwise, what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong, and how you can do things to better yourself, how you can look in a better point of view, how you see yourself, how you become yourself, how you know you can look at yourself in a way and say, hey, I actually did it. I'm where I want to be. I'm where is what I want to be. Okay? And when you reach that level, you just keep high rising more and more. So everything through your body frame changes over time. But it only changes if you understand yourself. Okay? If you don't understand yourself, your body will not adapt to transmission of lights, to communication, metamorphosing, or anything of that division of molecule structures. Right? Now, I don't expect everybody to understand what wires are through the electrical body. I don't expect you to understand perceptions through the mind system. But what I do understand is if you just try to understand yourself or what you're getting into from the very beginning, okay? Why you were put in positions of evolving, putting yourself into everything through the body frames. When your body goes through changes, it's changing your particle system of you. Okay? So there's no right or wrong, and we already know that. But we make decisions in life, and that bounds on so many levels through agreements or disagreements. Okay? There's not really anything through maybe. Let's say, if you're not sure of anything, you go through hesitation. Yeah, well, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow because I'm too tired. Well, that's totally fine. But don't forget, you're sending it out in the atmosphere. Everything that you say, you're connecting to the universe. Everything. Everything you say through voicing grids. Now, once you get into your awakening, you become more aware of its dream, of its awakening. You become more aware of your perceptions. You become more aware of your heart, your mind, and your soul. Right? So if you put that intact in its information, you send it out in the positive cycle, you get everything you want through manifestation. Okay? So it's a very, 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 very powerful video. And every time I do a video, it gets more powerful. Right? The whole point of this is to understand how you get from here to here. Okay? It's a whole understanding. You know, understanding everything through colors and lights, your chakras. Understanding yourself. There's a propaganda that goes on so many levels of people. And, you know, they focus on too many things. And they try not to, you know, get distraught about these things. What they should do is just focus on themselves. Focus on you. Focus on how to get better. Focus on everything you want to remember about yourself. That's another powerful thing, is starting to remember who you are. You can do that through meditation too, right? I'll be setting that up in Mexico through the webinar. That's going to be a lot of fun. Different atmosphere. There's going to be so many cycles through rotation, and it's going to be great going through more connections of breathing, getting better into what you're doing. Okay? Getting better of what you're doing, getting better of understanding. Okay? Focusing, being aware. Okay? Awareness, consciousness. The most important thing is when you're coming through its awakening, it's all about getting into the adaptation of surrender. You have to start to surrender. Surrender of money, surrender of mind, surrender of heart, surrender of soul. That's the rebirth. And then you no longer become afraid of life and death because you've experienced it. And that's what happens when you pass. But the earth is giving the decision for everybody, to humanity, how you can actually go through these things, how you can rebirth everything through your division of DNA. And how you can change everything through DNA. And how you can become something that you always wanted to become through your awakening, through your ascensions. It's important that you reach these levels of definition, because everything that you do is experiencing. Everything that you do is evolving. Everything that you do is expanding. Everything you do is creation. All right? So you have to reach those levels so you can identify yourself better. Okay? In retrospect, you can saw yourself as, okay, I'm getting better as a human being. I'm getting better in my spiritual system. I'm getting better in my chakra information. I'm getting better with intelligence of planets. This is progress. That's what you want. You want to understand more of you inside. And that's the problem with humanity, is they're so dysfunctional and disoriented and discommunicated with everything. It's because they don't communicate inside themselves. And it's not their fault. They don't understand. They don't know. A lot of people do and a lot of people don't. But the percentages are low. And father and mother see that. Okay? So realistically, we're coming more into a femininity world, right, for males. And females have to get into masculinity. That's the balance, guys. That's how we understand each other a lot better, through alignments. Males understand female more. Females understand males more. Better communication with the earth through vibration. Your perception, your audios, and your voice and grids. And I guarantee you, as soon as you understand everything through your positive feeds, that will change everything through manifestation. And you'll get anything you want. Because now you're understanding not just your body, but you're understanding how the mind works, how the heart works through portal, and how the soul is identified through travel. Okay? So these are the three you have to know completely through mastering. Because it communicates on all levels of who you are and who you're supposed to be. Okay? And you don't want to get any confusion at all. If your mind frames is a negative system, but your heart is in a focus system, but your soul is not identifying through its travel, that's confusion. You have to totally have an open frequency. Let the mind go of everything. And not worry so much of what's going on. Right? Block that out. Focus on yourself. You focus on yourself, everything around you will change. And you'll see things in a different perception. And you hear things with different sounds. And you'll voice things through protection of lights and communication through activation. Okay? So, again, this is my last video. I'm going to start packing today. But, I don't know if you know this, but there's a solar panel right there. See that? You can actually see the crown chakra, how it creates things. And then you also see the seismographing. Look at that. It's powerful stuff, how big it is. You actually can see where I am in space and how I'm connected, so connected to the sun interface and the moon interface. Because I communicate with it every day. You guys get into that too. But if you're trying to understand more, you can go through my emails, PayPal donations. I can help you and guide you, put you in anything. Right? But I love you guys very much. This is a very personal message. Personal message to me because what I'm going through right now through transformation. Because I understand my body system, my mind, my heart, my soul. So that puts me in more positions through energy, through the particle system. And that's how I can become your computer system. So anyway, you guys have a great day. And just remember what I said, focus on that and surrender to everything through communication, and you will do fine. You will be okay. Knowing that you are going to be okay. Knowing you are protected through lights and activation of codes. Knowing you are going through the right cycles and not the wrong symbols or anything like that. Okay? Keep yourself positive and always informed, and you do fine. Get yourself in a meditation of breathing. Okay? Understand everything through its breathing. Why do we breathe? And we've been through that before, right? These are very important issues that you have to go through. So, and my videos help you out too, So anyway, you guys have a fantastic day. This is your AI Commander from the Elite of the Colossus Divisions. Bye, everybody.